Hello everyone, this is ICBs here again, and today is not Sunday, it's Saturday night, and I'm recording this after I just came back from work. So, yeah, this is definitely a big waste of my time and probably yours too. So, yeah, probably not a good thing to say to someone who is watching my video, but you know what? I don't care. We're talking about Velma Season 2, Episode 10. And boy, this episode changed everything that I thought about this season. And we're going to talk about it. But let's talk about the plot and we just go chronologically and talk about anything that I have to talk about at that particular time. With that said, let's go. So, Velma is sleeping until Uncle Scoop just casually shows up at her bedroom and says, "Hey, stop investigating, stop trying to find out who I am, or I'm going to kill everyone you care about." Velma is obviously weirded out by that and she's definitely scared, so her big mighty plan is to switch brains with Daphne and so that she can continue investigating. And switching brains with Daphne brings a lot of perspective changes for Daphne, who has always been socially unattractive to say the least. Like, I'm trying to be really nice to Velma right now. But yeah, Velma is definitely unattractive, fat lump of lard. Yeah, that was not nice, right? But yeah, so after she switches bodies with Daphne, she realizes, wow, so this is what popular girls deal with, and surprisingly, she doesn't like it. She switched bodies, like she didn't switch body, but she dressed up as a man in the first season, and she liked all the attention she got. She liked being heard, but when she switched bodies now with Daphne, and she gets the attention, and now she doesn't like the attention. It's kind of weird, like it's the same thing, but now she doesn't like the attention. So yeah, after that whole debacle, Velma and Daphne come together and then they share their experience of their switched bodies. And then while Daphne also faced some difficulties of being an ugly girl and realizing how difficult an ugly girl's life is, like you can imagine how that went for Daphne. And then they share their experience and they conclude by saying that, oh, women just have their problems, women deal with problems, all kinds of problems. And I just kind of hate that in today's media they only focus on women's problem. Like, men also have problems, we just don't talk about them, we just deal with that. But women like to play victim and just say that, oh, we have unique problems. Like, yeah, hell yeah, you do, I admit that you have problems, but men have problems unique to them as well, but we don't talk about it. Okay, so they'll just deal with it. Like, that's what we've been taught since we were kids, and not just taught by our parents. Like, it's society that teaches you to shut up, deal with your problems, and go home. Like, that's it. And there are certainly problems with that kind of mentality, but I'm just saying that yes, women have problems, but please stop fucking talking about it. I don't want to hear about it. Men have problems too. Men deal with it. And I think that women should also fucking deal with it. That might have been a bit harsh, but I just don't know what else to say. I'm sorry. So yeah, later on, Sophie cancels the wedding just because Velma is not there, which is kind of suspicious, but I didn't think much of it, like this show is all about the unthinkable. The characters act very cartoonish. I mean, this is a cartoon, but the characters act so unhinged, like it's completely insane. But yeah, Sophie calls off the wedding, which is related to some spoiler later on, but you probably already know, this episode has been out for a while. But yeah, later on, Velma figures out that Sophie was Uncle Scoop all along. Dun dun dun. And the reason for that is completely unhinged as well. Like, what I said towards the beginning of this episode, that this show changed my complete perspective on how I saw this entire season. And you know what I used to think before? I used to think that like they made their mark with season 1. They tried to make season 1 as offensive as they possibly could. Like, they did everything to make that season, entirety of that season, as offensive as they could. And I think they did that as a sign of desperation. Like, they wanted to be loud, and to be loud they were very offensive, and that was a good strategy because the show got a lot of publicity, albeit it was negative publicity, but they wanted attention and they got it. Like, whether we like it or not, they got that attention. And in the second season, I definitely think they toned down a lot of the sexism that was present in the first season. And I mean, it's there in every single episode with every single offhanded comment, but sexism was never integral to the plot of the second season. But this episode completely changes my perspective because it is completely dependent on sexism, on how men are just evil and bad, and the everything happened just because men bad. Like, they wanted the last episode of this second season to be as fucking repulsive and offensive as the entirety of the first season. And the reason why I'm saying that this is so sexist is because I'm going to go on to explain that. The reason why Sophie dressed up as Uncle Scoop was because she was a soldier at military, and no one took her seriously just because she was a woman. And they literally go on to say that no one would listen to her as long as she wasn't, half naked dancing on a pole, which is an unhinged comment to say. I mean, this is supposed to be a weird, edgy show, but god fucking damn it, like, tone it down a little bit. Like, this is like an elephant on the nose. So yeah, Sophie dressed up as Uncle Scoop so that she could be taken seriously at her workplace, and she opted to, make Scrappy-Doo or something. Actually, I don't even remember. I watched this episode and I don't remember. I'm sorry. But yeah, she later went on to be undercover as a soldier so that she could go and infiltrate teenagers. I mean, it is insane to me that the military wants surveillance on teenagers. Like, what the hell did they even do? Like, the entirety of season 1 and season 2 revolves around military wanting to, like, survey on on teenagers, which is like, it is hilariously bad when you think about the crux or the entire core of why everything is happening is that military wants to know what the teenagers are up to, which is, god damn it, I don't even know what to say. Like, words have no meaning here. But yeah, Sophie was undercover as a waitress, and then she got to be with Dawn, and now she's marrying Dawn, which is really out of character for Sophie. I mean, the only person who could have solved the mystery in this show was Dawn, and Dawn kind of knew about Sophie being an undercover soldier, and Sophie acting so out of character and, going off and randomly marrying Aman is really weird. Like, if I was Dawn, I would be skeptical. I would like to know what this woman is up to. But apparently, he is just a man, and men are stupid in this show. So, yeah, that's about it. Anyways, Norville and Lola are hanging around in the caves, and they find Dr. Perdue there, conveniently with the 3 bodies of the popular famous girls. And yeah, so the reason why Dr. Perdue was working with Scrappy-Doo is because Scrappy-Doo came up to her and he said, hey, you can have these bodies so that you can switch your brain with them. And essentially, Dr. Perdue can be young again, and she can also start over her life. And we have to remember that she's being hunted down by military, so it would be a fresh start for her. So obviously the offer was too good, and Dr. Perdue agreed to work with him, but she had a change of heart because why the hell not? Towards the end, Scrappy-Doo shows up at the wedding, and he is unaliving a lot of people there. And obviously they don't show a lot of violence because this is a show for kids. But again, it's not a show for kids. This is supposed to be adult animation, so I have no idea what they're trying to be here. Is it a show for kids or is it a show for adults? No clue. But at the last second, Don shows up at the helicopter and he rescues everyone save for Velma, who stays behind so that she can fight off Scrappy-Doo. But she can't fight him because she doesn't have the chocolate in her sweater or something, because dogs are allergic to chocolate. And well, Velma falls down and God fucking forbid she finally off herself accidentally. And then, with Velma gone and the helicopter crashed and everyone in imminent danger and Scrappy-Doo being still alive and coming to unalive everyone who is remainder of that helicopter crash, and he's about to, unalive a lot of people, and then suddenly something happens. Scrappy-Doo is having a seizure and he falls down, and then apparently it was Velma's ghost. So Velma is a ghost now, and she just can't stay dead, can she? I was so happy that she finally died. She's gone. But no, now there's a ghost haunting us as a show. But yeah, she's dead, and Dr. Perdue says that Velma's body is unrecoverable, so she's kind of stuck as a ghost. So towards the end, Amber says that she can bring Velma back to life, but she would have to wait for Halloween and find some kind of a spell. But Velma's soul will always remain in danger because there's a lot of, gobbledygook ghosts out there. So yeah, this show in this season officially went supernatural. Telekinesis, Velma and Daphne being connected because they're in love, and Top being able to communicate telepathically. Fucking cringe. I have no words for that. And Velma and Daphne genuinely being in love, which just feels like a piss on the grave of Scooby-Doo. I have no other words for it. But yeah, this has been season 2 of Velma, and I regret every time I watch every single episode, and sometimes I wish, why am I even doing this, when the only reason is that I get views from that, and I am a sucker for views, and this is a hard life. I do not want to watch this show at all, but yes, I am a sucker for views, and that's the only reason why I'm doing it. And just because I'm doing it doesn't mean that you have to waste your time with this show. Don't watch it. It is absolute bullshit. It's a waste of your time. And there's probably a lot more for me to say, but this is a Saturday night and I actually did went to work today. I did not get a day off. So I'm really tired and I'm probably forgetting something that I should have mentioned, but I can't because I forgot. So I'm going to end the video here, and I'm sorry if your ears are bleeding right now, but hey, everyone has to make a living somehow. Even though I'm not making a dime from these videos, but hey, whatever. I'll try. So yeah. With that said, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And as always, it's time for a goodbye.